This is just a quick tutorial to help my clients with the relaxation protocol or the magic mat training, however you want to call it. The first thing you want to do is you want to pick a mat that your dog actually likes. And that was not planned, so you can see Maisie really likes this mat, okay? You want something that's comfy because ultimately the training that we're going to do is going to build up to the dog staying on there for longer and longer periods of time, okay? You don't want anything slippy, particularly if you're on a wooden floor or like a tiled floor, because if you pick something with a shiny surface, when your dog does this training, they should get excited about it. And what we don't want is them to run to the mat and the mat to slip. Okay, so remember, everything that I do, I try and be dog-centric with it. So with your dog at the heart of the training. So we want something comfy, we want something that isn't going to slip around on the floor. Okay, and you want something big enough for your dog to fit on. You don't want something where if your dog lies on it, half the dog is on the floor, half of it's on the mat. Okay, you want a nice big place. All right. When we're going to do this, what you want to do is pick somewhere which you're going to actually be wanting to use this training in kind of real life. Okay, so I'm doing this in the corridor just because it's an easier place for me to film. But if you were doing this, you'd want to put this in somewhere like the living room or the kitchen, okay? Dogs work really well in pictures and patterns. So what we don't want to do is be practicing this in your office, okay? And then expect them to be able to do this when your friends come around at the weekend or when you go out and you leave them in the kitchen with the door shut, okay? So you want to use your mat in the location where you're actually going to build up to either leaving them, if it's for separation related behaviours, or if it's for visitors, you want to be doing it in a place where the visitors are going to come into. Okay, this is going to become your dog's safe place, right? So when they're on the mat, you're not going to let kids or visitors come and clamber all over them and touch them. Okay, there needs to be some house rules that if people come in and the dog is on the mat, they just leave the dog be. Okay, because a lot of the behaviours we see with the dogs are that they don't really know what to do, they're faffing, okay? So when it's visitors coming into the property, particularly for those dogs who for the last 18 months haven't really had visitors in the house, they don't know what to do. Now that may look like excitement to a lot of people because they might jump up and down, they might mouth at people's clothing, okay? But a lot of that stems from anxiety within, okay? They don't know what to do, they're uncertain, these are new people, it's all a bit scary for them, all right? So when we're ready to do the training, what you're going to need is some treats, and you're going to work in the rules where you start with 5 treats, okay, and we work through them and work down the steps of the protocol which you've been sent. Okay, so when I'm doing the training with Maisie, if she gets it right 4 or 5 times out of 5, then the next time we practice, I'd move down a step. If she gets it right only 3 times, in that case, then I would try that step again when we did the training. If she got it right no times or 1 time, then we'd need to simplify. Now for step 1 of the process, that would be just getting her to know what a down is. Okay, if your dog can't do a down, then get in touch or revisit the down tutorial before you start doing the magic mat training. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll grab some treats, I'll get her off this, even though she's already decided to lie on it, which wasn't planned. Okay, and I'll show you the first few steps of what you need to do. So you're going to have 5 treats, okay? You're going to simply ask the dog to come onto the bed, so you might need to lure them, okay, and then you want to get them to go into a down. If they're then in the down, you hold the treat away, okay, just a short distance away, and then say yes. Really, you only want to hold the treat away for 1 second, but I was just demonstrating what we're doing. If she stays there, same again, treat about 2 foot away, yes. Use your marker word, and only use the marker word on the mat. Okay, you don't need to keep resetting your dog, yes. Okay, so you don't need to keep bringing them off the mat and putting them back on. Okay, if they stay there, down, they stay on the mat, then you can just leave them there, yes, okay, the whole time, because then they're already starting to build duration. Yes, good girl. Okay, so that's what you want to be doing. You want really clear instructions for the dog. Okay, so you're going to call their name and ask them onto the mat, ask them to lie down, okay, but then there's no stay, there's no wait, there's nothing like that, okay. You just hold the treat away, and then if they stay on the mat, you bring it in and use your marker word. Marker word and treat only ever get given to the dog when they're on the mat, okay? What you don't want to do is, and I'll demonstrate with Maisie, so she came off, Uma. So she came off mid-training like that. I wouldn't want to be like, ah, Maisie, 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 ah, and getting her back on the mat, because us talking to our dogs like that is rewarding for them. Okay, they don't understand that you're saying no or that was wrong. Okay, so you really want to limit how much you're saying. I'm talking a lot because I'm doing a video, but you really want to try and keep your talking as limited as possible. So I'll demonstrate, but what I'll do is I won't talk to you guys. I'm going to go on to doing step 3, where we put a treat on the ground with Maisie, okay? And I'll just be demonstrating it. I won't be guiding you through it. So just watch how I do it, and hopefully you'll see that sometimes there's a bit of a difference, and as owners we talk a bit too much to them. Money Matt, lie down. Money Matt, lie down. Yes. 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 Good girl. Finished. Good girl. One thing it is really important to do is to let your dog know when you'll finish the training. So what you might need to do is just throw a treat, finished, so that they know, and then pick your mat up. Remember, we want that mat to become a really important, valuable thing to the dog, okay? It gains this special property because they get such a high rate of reinforcement on it. So what you don't want to do is just leave it down during the rest of the time, okay? You don't want it just down around the house, because then you're not giving treats when the dog happens to lie on it, okay? So pick it up, put it in a cupboard, put it out the way, put it in a different room, but don't just leave it lying around at the minute. Only bring it out when you do your training. Any questions on the relaxation protocol, then just let me know, and if you need any further videos, then I will get Maisie to demonstrate for you.